Today's video, I'm going to do a review of the new album by U.D.O or U.D.O. So the album is called Game Over, released on October 22nd, 2021. That's today. And this is album number 17 for the band. So this is a metal band founded by U.D.O Dirkschneider, the original vocalist of Accept. He formed the band back in 1987. So back in 1987, he left the band Accept. He formed this band. They released like 4 albums, between the years 87 and 91. Then he went back to Accept. They released 3 albums with that band in the 90s. He left Accept again. He went back to this band, U.D.O, and they've been releasing albums pretty much every 1 or 2 years. They're a very consistent band. This band and this album has a sound similar to that classic Accept sound from the early 80s. This album in particular reminds me a lot of the Balls to the Wall album. And if you didn't know this was a new album and somebody told you it was recorded back in 1982, I mean, you might believe it. It just has that sound, the production level, just the music, everything sounds like that early 80s. This is a long album, 1 hour, 9 minutes. There's 16 songs. I'm not going to do track by track. Actually, just picked 9 songs, the ones that I like the best. So I'll just go through those 9 songs that I liked, and then I'll just close out the video. So the first song is the opening track called Fear Detector. So this has a melodic guitar intro. Sounds a lot like that old Accept, or maybe even like Judas Priest. So when the main riff kicks in, just sounds like classic heavy metal. U.D.O Dirkschneider, he's 69 years old. He still sounds like he did back in the 80s. Song has some chugging guitars, lots of soaring lead guitar fills. In the chorus, you hear the backing vocals, similar to those old Accept songs. You also hear some melodic lead guitars. And, that's the first song. The next song is called Holy Invaders. This has an intro riff, very similar to new wave of British heavy metal, but mixed with a little of that, maybe a modern metal. They do these kind of guitar or pick scrapes, kind of a pretty cool sound that they create. But once the chorus kicks in, it just sounds like classic 80s heavy metal. The guitar solo on this one shreds, but at the same time doesn't really lose its melody. Next is the song Prophecy. This was released as a single. They did a music video for it. Song starts out with a mid-paced drum beat, has some melodic guitar riffs. U.D.O is singing maybe a little a lower register, but he still has that signature sound. The chorus on the song is very memorable. I think it's a really good choice for a single. I really like the gallop of the guitars in the verse section, and the guitar section in the bridge of the song has this pretty cool neoclassical feel. Another song I liked is called I See Red. So I chose the song because it sounds like a classic Accept song. It has the chugging guitar in the verse section, has the lead guitar fills, has the backing vocals in the chorus, kind of makes it sound like that classic heavy metal. The guitar solo in this definitely shreds, and it has a pretty cool chromatic riff towards the end of the song. Next song I want to talk about is another single, Metal Never Dies. Probably my favorite song on the album. I just love the intro riff of the song. It reminds me a lot of Balls to the Wall with the isolated bass in the verse section. This is probably the song that captures the 80s heavy metal sound the most. It's not a fast song, it's a mid-paced rocker. And the title is awesome. You can never have enough metal songs with metal in the title. So this is definitely just a standout in the album, and they also have a music video for this. Another song I chose is called Like a Beast. A really cool song. It starts with a skit. It's a woman answering a phone, and it's a scene from a horror movie. It's a guy saying something I'm in the room or something like that. Pretty cool, and it goes into a heavy metal song. It has some galloping guitars. Sounds like it's right out of the 80s. The song is very melodic, has some Iron Maiden-esque riffs in the song. Guitar solo is also very melodic, has some pretty cool stop-start riffs towards the end of the song as well. The next song I want to talk about is a ballad called Don't Want to Say Goodbye. And it starts out with a classical acoustic guitar intro U.D.O has this, like a more of like a relaxed, like a ballad type singing style. I really like the finger pick, the guitar in the verse section. And this is an emotional ballad, something not very common. I've never heard the band Accept do a ballad, or at least I don't remember any. I don't know if this band U.D.O has done any ballads. If they have, let me know in the comments, because I haven't listened to all their previous albums. I think the only one I've listened to was the one like right before this that came out in 2018. But I was actually expecting this to be a power ballad, but it's not. Like, it doesn't really get heavy at any point. It's just a very soft acoustic ballad. And a very nice change of pace. Another song I chose to talk about is called Marching Tank. Now, I like the song a lot. It has like this thumping bass and like these like vocals, like these chanting vocals. It reminds me of those vocals in like TNT by AC/DC, the high, something like that. The opening riff reminds me a lot of Iron Maiden as well. It has that just like melody to it. As the song progresses, it sounds more like that classic heavy metal. The song is kind of a slower song. It's not too fast. It has a really nice stomp to it. That's a good word. A nice stomp. And the last song I'm going to talk about is called Thunder Road. And I chose this one because it sounds like Iron Maiden. It has a melodic lead guitar intro. And more like that classic 80s Maiden with that like heavy gallop and those fast rhythms. Once the vocals come in, it's U.D.O Dirkschneider, but he has a very unique voice, so anything he does vocals on, will be him. But I really do like the song. It did kind of stand out of all of the 16 songs. So in conclusion, we live in a time when metal bands are releasing albums. Most of the metal bands out there is either a subgenre or a subgenre of another subgenre. But this is not the case. This is just straightforward heavy metal. The stuff we used to listen to back in the day, like Accept, Iron Maiden, Saxon, Judas Priest. If you like those bands, you'll definitely like this band, and you will like this album. They have lots of albums. This is number 17. Like I said before, I haven't listened to the other previous albums, just the one from 2018, but I kind of imagine that they do kind of have the same sound throughout the entire discography. If they don't, let me know in the comments. But that's it. I give this album an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's just really good. It's long, but it doesn't really feel long. The songs are really strong, not really a lot of filler on the album. So definitely check it out if you like classic heavy metal. So that's it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the album. I'll be back tomorrow with a new album by Dream Theater. And on Sunday with the new Elton John album, and probably Cradle of Filth on Monday. Check out my other videos. I recently did an Accept ranking. I will stick that one over there. And that Accept album that was released early in the year, back in January, I have a full review. I have a full review of that. I will link that as well. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.